Hi, welcome back to my channel. So I'm back with another Meals of the Week. This week I'm actually collabing with another channel. They are known as the Fulgur family, and we have the lovely mum Vicky. She is mum to 3 young boys who are school age, and she shares a lot of family lifestyle vlogs and also a lot of cook with me's, cooking on a budget, and of course Meals of the Week. I know if you enjoy my content you will definitely enjoy the Fulgur family, so make sure once you've watched my video to pop on over there. If you are over from the Fulgur family, hi, welcome to my channel, and I'm just going to share with you what my family of 7 has enjoyed this week for dinner. And I try to cook on a budget, so I also give you the cost per portion or per head as well. So let's get cracking and see what all I've made. Our first dish, I've got 4 chicken fillets stripped and a flour mix there that's heavily spiced and an egg wash, and I'm going to dip these strips into the flour and bake them in the oven. This is almost like a southern fried chicken or a KFC style chicken, and you can get a better finish if you shallow fry it. And I'm making a nice creamy peppercorn sauce. I am making it that bit creamier so that the kids can enjoy it as well. So sometimes we keep a little bit to the side and make it a bit punchier with the peppercorns. This is a recreation of a dish that we love in one of our local restaurants. So it's a bed of champ with the goujon, slice of bacon and onion rings and all that peppercorn sauce. On the side we have added some veg. We've got sweet corn and peas. The kids really wanted some skinny chips with it, so we let them have them, and they have that little bit of sauce, but there's plenty more to help themselves too. This sauce is actually a great one for the freezer if you're having a steak dinner, and that's what I'll do with mine. This came in for all 6 dishes as the price for just one if we were to have it in the restaurant. The next evening, it's a very kid dinner, so it's just the 4 children. They have got corn on the cobs and their little hot dogs, their beef sausages from the butchers, and also some savoury rice. I've just went for a handy Uncle Ben's pouch, and it's a mixed pepper, and they really enjoy it. And I don't mind a hot dog myself, but we had parent-teacher meeting to go to, and it's something the kids could enjoy, and then we were able to just get a bite to eat on the way home too. So it was a bit of a win-win. For another midweek dinner, I have again taken 4 chicken fillets, and they're layered between 2 layers of cling film, and I'm just making it in a scallop of chicken. So I'm pounding it there with a rolling pin. You could use a meat tenderizer. For the sauce, I've got brown sugar, tomato puree, passata, frozen spinach and frozen onion, and a sorry looking garlic bulb there, a little bit of olive oil, and I'm just going to make a nice basic red sauce. Once I've made it, by sauteing down the onions and adding all the ingredients, I add in the spinach and just let that settle for a good 10 to 15 minutes until you've got a really nice thick sauce. I layer it on top of the chicken, it goes back in the oven, and then we have some melted mozzarella and parmesan with fresh basil on the top. I'm serving it with some couscous and also courgette spaghetti, which I have done in the wok to give it a bit more flavour. I find my kids will eat that type of vegetable if I have a nice rich sauce with it, so this red sauce is perfect. And we always like to have a soup most weeks in the winter, so I've got a full kilogram of tomatoes and some vegetable cubes. I will make a stock. Some sorry looking basil leaves there, they're quite wet but we will liven them up. And I've got my olive oil, and then for seasoning I'm going to use some oregano and basil. I've got a carrot, an onion, a whole bulb of garlic, and then also some tomato puree. Basically everything goes in the one dish. I just cut away any little stalks on the tomatoes, add in my seasoning, a good dose of olive oil as well, and this will just bubble away and cook in the oven. So once it comes out, it usually takes under an hour. I make sure to squeeze all the flavour out of the garlic cloves and then discard the shell. Give it a good mix through and then decant it into your pot. At this stage I go in with a good amount of vegetable stock, but I will alter it later. Then add in that tomato puree, give everything a good mix through and let it simmer for a good 15 to 20 minutes. And then at that stage I went for some sun-dried tomatoes and roasted peppers from a jar just to give it an extra bit of flavour. Then I just went in with my hand whisk, and you can see it's nice and creamy. You could add a little bit of cream, we haven't bothered. And then this is us all plated up. So we have went for some Erwin's Vita bread, which is a little malt loaf, which is very popular over here. I've tried baking it, but I've just got to admit defeat, to be honest. Some mini crostinis, and then everyone has their first bowl or mug of soup, and there's plenty more in the pot. In total, for this full batch, it came in for the soup at under £2, and was just really nice and filling. And for a Friday night takeaway, I'm going to make Chinese spare ribs. Now ideally you would marinate these for 24 hours, so if you'd like to see a separate cook with me, I can do that. But basically we had picked these up as a bit of a bulk buy, and I was just dying to get them thawed and get cracking with them. So I did just do it over 4 hours, and basically I have put the marinade all over the ribs. I've trimmed any excess fat off it. This will go in the oven over 6 to 8 hours, and I've double foiled it. This way it won't dry out, the meat will just fall off the bone and be really succulent. And we're going to have it with some vegetable chow mein. So I've got my noodles, all of the sauces. I'm kind of going by eye and doing this quick, but we've got the usual soy sauce, oyster sauce, sesame oil, rice wine vinegars, and we're going to have it with bean sprouts, corn on the cobs, carrots, pepper, onions, just a load of veg. So basically on a high heat in the sesame oil, I'm cooking everything down until it softens and adding the flavourings as I go. Generally I keep it quite light on the salt content and try and add a little bit of sweetness too, alongside the cooked noodles. And basically with the ribs in the oven and the noodles on the wok, it's relatively quick to make and very, very filling. And with the ribs, I just made them on a bed of shredded lettuce with some of the drizzled Chinese honey. And it doesn't look like much, but it's a good few ribs for everyone to have each. This was actually just over £1 per head, so very, very good value, and you just get a little mix of everything. So I definitely will do a cook with me if you'd like to see that on its own. And there was leftovers as well the next day for Alistair's lunch. So finally we used up those half-price strawberries we had, and this is for good school reports for the week. So I made some fruit marshmallow kebabs, and I melted some chocolate. We've got some toppings there, smashed up Maltesers, digestives, and a few pretzels for dipping as well. I'd love to tell you the dishes were the only mess I was clearing up, but definitely not. Hopefully you did enjoy the meals of the week this week. Don't forget to pop over to the Fulgur family. I will leave the link down below. And if you're new around here and you enjoyed the video, do give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below, and subscribe if you'd like to see more. But as always, thank you very much for watching, guys.